Nigel and Simon from Take It to the Limit, welcome along to the INEC Inside Out. We're out here at the moment. We had to come outside, in fairness. It would be a shame to waste a day like this. How are you doing? Have you coped over the last 18 months? And are you looking forward to coming back playing on this stage?
Yeah, I am. I am definitely, anyway. It's always a pleasure to play down in Killarney. I have strong connections down there in Killarney, and I have my first cousin lives down there as well. But growing up as a child, I would have always went to the INEC years ago when it was the small room. I would have went to see Joe Dolan and bands like that. So it was a dream come true for us to perform in the big room. I performed in the big room probably twice before with Daniel O'Donnell, but as a drummer. But this time we're out the front, and it was just extra special. And now this is a new challenge for us with the INEC to play their new venue outside, which is a marvellous idea. Delightful.
Yeah, it looks incredible, and you can't really see it properly, but all the lights and everything, and it's massive. It doesn't look as big in pictures, so we're looking forward to having actual people. It's like, I was saying, it's like the dome in the Rose of Tralee, so all we're missing is Daithí O'Shea and a few lovely ladies, and we started.
Oh, they'll all come on the night.
Oh yeah, build and they will come. That's the idea behind this. Have you missed playing in front of a live crowd? I know you did a couple of drive-in things. Was it maybe last year you did? To people in cars?
We did. Actually, the last two gigs we've done live have been with Take It to the Limit, and one took place on 4th of July 2020. And the next one took place on the 3rd of July 2021. So a year between, which is very sad, really. You know what I mean? But that's just the way it is, unfortunately, for anybody involved in the music. That there was no sign of any kind of music coming back. So the likes of the INEC, what you're doing down there is fantastic. It's given us all a great chance, not just ourselves, but also, like, I'm looking at the lineup for the next few weeks there. It's just phenomenal, so it's great. I'm really looking forward to it anyway. It gives us all great hope that there is, that we can kind of get back looking forward to music again, Live
definitely
music.
And I suppose people have really craved that much, over the last 18 months. It's fine watching live streams and all that, but you just miss the atmosphere, I think, and the whole communal part of going to a gig. And I suppose, what would you what have you missed most, I suppose, over the last 18 months? Is it the likes of these shows, just playing to a crowd, or what is it?
Well, I think it's the connection with the audience. Like, drive-in concerts are fine, but it's the connection. Like, as entertainers, and Simon will agree with me here, you need to look into people's eyes, and you need to feel, the effect that the songs have on them. And the more effect that the people have, the better we become. That's the way I feel anyway. Yeah. I just need. I'm an entertainer, and it's like going to the circus. And if the jugglers are not good, they're going to drop the balls. As simple as that, So, or if you're not, you can't walk the high wire without a net. But that's what I miss. I just miss the connection.
I think Nigel's right there, Carl, because like the first driving concert we did, it was Lashing Rain, and just every song you sang with people beeping horns and flashing lights, and it was just completely, I found it very, very off-putting. Now, it was great to sing with the lads, sing live with the lads, but this time around, like there a couple of weeks ago, the weather was a lot nicer, so people kind of stood out of cars at social distance, of course, but just, you could make that connection with people. It was so much different. So I think the INEC is going to be a very special gig for us all, that we can get back to some kind of reality. I know I'm saying that for the last year, 16 months now at this stage, but this does seem like reality, you know what I mean, which is great,
And I suppose the image of people in their cars and it lashing rain, like, you could picture yourself inside in an actual car wash, and that's the concert. Like, you can't even see a thing in front of you. I want to talk about. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, you get a good free window clean anyway from it. Let's talk about. I want to talk about the size of the band, because I know there's a history to the band, in terms of family members. Is there like 11 people in the band?
10 in total.
10.
Yeah,
and
we have myself, Simon, and Johnny Brady singing out front, and we have Kieran Sheeran, who would be the nephew of the rest of the brothers. So that's 6 brothers, and a nephew is 7. Myself, Simon, and Johnny. So it's a good Catholic family band.
So you go to mass before you do a gig anyway. That's the main thing.
But that's the I think that's the magic of it as well. But I know you said 10, but like, you know, for the last gig we brought in John Byrne on saxophone as well, so that kind of made it 11. Like, so that's probably what you're coming from. But as a whole, yeah, it's usually 10 on stage. But that's how it really works, because everybody, you know what I mean. If Nigel's not out front, he's in the back doing percussion, and there's so many harmonies going on. There's so many guitars on the. There's just something, you're looking at something different all the time, and I think that's the magic of it, you know, because the Eagles is all about the musicianship, obviously, but also them close harmonies that you can only do when you have so many people like that, you know. So that's kind of why it works so well, you know.
And actually, talking about the Eagles, what kind of inspired you to? Was it your love, the three of your love for the Eagles, that made you create this project, or is there another story behind that?
No, well, for me, I've been probably playing with the Sheerans for a long time, since the early 90s, and I grew up listening to the Eagles. I was playing with different bands in the Midlands, and I would have always been travelling from my home in Meath right down, and I would have been always listening to the Eagles. At that time, the Eagles were split up, and I never ever thought that they'd get back together, and then they did, and I managed to get to see them in Dublin with the Hell Freezes over tour. So, like, I'm a massive Don Henley fan. He's the drummer in the Eagles, and I play drums as well. So for me, he was just one of my heroes. And yeah, when Tom approached with the idea and then told me Simon was going to be on board and Johnny Brady, I was like, wow, I was chopping at the bit to just try and get into the band and show what I could do. And every one of us, it was very important when we got into the band that we got on well, and we just clicked. It's just, you know, our DNA is all together now, and it's brilliant. It's really good. I think Simon is the same. Yeah,
absolutely. And again, Cathal, it was by chance this thing happened. You know what I mean? Because, as I said to Nigel, we've been in the business for a long time, and you try different things, and it just, for some reason or another, it doesn't work. Like, and all of a sudden, you don't try it, and it just works. Like, you know, because we just got together to put on a night in a big night in County Longford, one of the hotels up there, a tribute night to the Eagles, and just that night, you know, the place was absolutely jammed, and we said, God, let's, you know, I mean, this can't just be a one-off. Like, you know, we got to kind of put a few dates together. So we actually put the acoustic club in the INEC together. We put a couple of dates around Tullamore, up in Oma, and, you know, just sprinkle a few dates around the country, and they all sold out. Like, you know, and we said, God, we're on a winner here, you know. So we actually recorded a live show for Tina G, or for TG4, down the acoustic club as well in the INEC a couple of years ago, and that's been shown a few times on TG4 as well. So it's a little bit of a roller coaster, and we were on a complete roller coaster, like, you know, before the COVID hit, you know. So hopefully we can kind of, you know, when things come back, we can kind of take up where we left off nearly, you know.
You know, speaking of that TG Cahir show, I have a clip of it here for us. Let's have a look. And you know, one thing you'd notice straight away from that is just how good the vocals and the harmonies are. And I think the three of you work so well together. So it must be amazing to have, you know, three friends that actually sing really good together as well. You know, it's almost magic on stage.
Yeah, and when we were picking the set list, it was crazy because none of us were fighting over songs. We all came with a list of songs to Tom, and none of us went, oh, I want to sing that one, or I want to sing this one. Or it just worked out unbelievable, and it still does. And I'm not just saying that, like, it's crazy when you get on stage. It actually feels, and I don't want to sound cocky, but it feels like you're actually, you know, in the Eagles. It's crazy sometimes. You're looking around and the harmonies are so close, and the guitars are so close, and we have a little bit of a different camaraderie on stage, where the three of us are out the front, where the Eagles would be a little bit more quieter on stage. And
they all hate each other as well. So
they don't talk, do they? I heard that as well, that they don't actually talk to each other. So you have that going for yourselves.
We have that,
at least.
That's a big thing for us. But as Nigel said, kind of, we all bring something different to it, Cathal. You know, it's I suppose you know, I would do a lot of the Glenn Fry songs, and Nigel would do a lot of the Don Henley songs, and you know, Johnny just has a great kind of rock voice as well. And then you have the Sheerans with you know, you have about 10 harmonies, or, you know, you could have 7 or 8 harmonies behind you as well. So just, you know, it really is lovely, and it's anybody, and I think that's been you know, that's why it's been so successful, because everyone is just, you know, we worked hard. You know, initially to put this show together, we worked really, really hard, because you can't just go out there and, you know, sing Eagle songs, you know what I mean? It just doesn't work like that. You know, you have to put a lot of work into it, and that's what happened. You know, we put a lot of work into it initially, and kind of paid dividends then in the end. You know, so look, it's great, and you know, anyone that has experienced the show comes away from it with great feel good vibe, and you know, as I said, just they can get that kind of camaraderie that we have on stage as well. We have great crack on stage as well, which is very important, you know. Well,
we're definitely looking forward to seeing that magic come alive here on stage when you're here with us in August, and the best of luck with all the preparations and everything, and we just can't wait to hear some music on the stage again for the first time in 18 months.
Absolutely, bring it on.
Starved. Yeah, exactly. So Nigel and Simon, thank you so much, and we'll chat to you when you're in Killarney.